Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wild Moments powered by Explore.org. It's me, Trishala. Ali is somewhere. I'm sure she'll be joining us in a moment. She's just experiencing a few technical difficulties, but for now, you're stuck with me. And if you've joined us before, welcome. You know the drill. We'll go through some clips together, and then, of course, we're live and interactive, so send through your questions and your comments. If this is you're joining us, a very warm welcome to you too. Oh, yay! Ali has arrived.
I'm sorry, I don't know what happened there. We had a technical disagreement, the computer and I.
This is the new favorite term, I might add. Technical disagreement. How are you doing, Ali?
I am well, thank you. I must say before we start the show, if you got a cat coming from my house, I recently decided to adopt an older cat, and for the first few days, he's going to be an indoor cat, and he doesn't love that. So if you hear a cat whinging, I promise you he's fine. He's just upset at the fact that he cannot go out yet.
Well, you know that we love a good feeled sighting when it comes to anything African bushy. So if you'd like to gift us with such, please feel free.
Okay, well, as I spoke, he is now gone. So if he does come around, it happens.
Thank you for sending through some hellos already. We've got Zygote that says hi Trishala and Ali, and a namaste to us, and namaste to you too, Zygote. Dear NC, you say greetings from Seattle. You say thank you to Ali and I, and you're ready with your coffee. Rolling Trouble, you say hi Trish and Ali, coffee and water here in Washington. Jan Powers, hi all from a beautiful Arizona again. And yay, Suki V, you say afternoon to all from a warm 21 degrees sunny UK. And now we just had Ali's cat. Always live, always wild, right? That's the Africam slogan. We produce. Anyway, let's start off. Whoa.
It's quite a feisty zebra.
Whoa. You know, Ali, I remember just when I just started guiding, and you took us out one time. And you were telling us about how brutal zebra fights can be. And it was you who was the first person to tell me about the canine teeth that males possess.
Well, I'm happy I did that for you, because I feel like we are all under the same. Zebras fascinating. I find them potentially the animal that I like photographing the most in the bush. But I think also we have this misconception that they're like horses, that they're nice, friendly, sociable, peaceful creatures, and they have a bit of a violent streak to them, as we see. So
and
it's not all.
I think violent is a really good word, Ali, because it's brutal, some of the interactions that they have.
Absolutely, especially like what we're seeing now between, well, I'm assuming it's some group of males just trying to establish dominance. I don't know if maybe there are females around, but everything about the zebra society, I might be going a little bit harsh here, but I do find that it's quite violent. I mean, they steal the fillies from other harems to create their own harem, and they force them to stay with them. Then the males fight one another, and they've got erupted canines that they use to properly hurt each other besides the kicking. And it can go on forever. I mean, look at this. This is a pretty fierce zebra we're looking at. I mean, make no mistake, they're hurting each other.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you've seen many zebras with injuries. And I remember seeing one that's had a flap on its stomach, like hanging down on the ground, and it was bleeding and collecting dust as was dragging on the ground. And that was from an interaction with another zebra.
That is, you see, it's pretty crazy. I think we forget that even the four-legged animals, because I assume maybe, or in my case, I tend to associate them a lot with horses. And because, we're so used to horses in a way, it's also like, oh, goodness, they're nice, and then we can tame them. And I mean, look at this. I mean, this is not stopping. This is actually pretty unbelievable.
I love that if you watch closely, you can see that they're almost mimicking each other. So if one goes down, the other goes down. If one goes for the mane, the other one tries to whoop back and go for the mane on its opponent. And that's actually a great. Oh, see,
Okay,
and now it's all
just for
back
good measure.
facing. You can actually, right at the end there was blood on the flanks of the one zebra. It's just the one that's walking away at the top there. Is it that one?
I can't really tell, but I think that might be
Yeah.
my computer screen rather
Oh.
than anything else.
It was very light, but it's right at the shoulder of the one that's going to move across the screen just now. So he's there. He's going to move. He's going to move a little bit more. I can't remember if it was that one or the one before, but right there was some blood
Mm,
across the fur on the flank, or just above the shoulder.
I
Maybe it's
mean, I
my
will
computer.
believe you. I'll give you this
I
one
mean,
because it is possible.
no, absolutely.
Yeah, so what we're seeing is not unusual behavior, and that's as the same way that it happens with group of males and mammals in general. Males do have to maintain their dominance. So it could be that this was heightened violence, but it could so you have hierarchies that they have to maintain. They have the way of reasserting their dominance
Yeah,
above members is just through what we saw now, which was pretty epic. Like, I mean, seeing that live would have been very interesting.
yeah, absolutely. And now we're not really hearing anything, but you would have heard the hooves on the ground and the
Mhm.
kind of kicking up of the dirt. It would have been epic if you're there in person. I mean, it's epic enough just to watch it from afar.
Yeah, I
Kim
just
Hi, hi Kim Hi. You'd like to know who's winning? ID is not great for one, unless they've got a stumpy tail. Then it's very helpful. But if we have you can just pause for a second in the video. I can show you a certain spot that is meant to. So every zebra has a unique spot, unique stripe patterns. But apparently, the part that is used often by calves to identify their mother. If we can pause there, is if you look above the front leg at the shoulder, can you see there's that little triangular bit where the lines of the neck and the stomach kind of meet? So it's apparently that little triangle bit that can be very distinct. That being said, you still got to concentrate and really watch zebras for a while to know who the individuals are. But there is one in this fight that started fighting with two. So after he got the one away, he went and fought with another one. So I would say that that individual is the winner because he's fighting one and then fought another. But that's just my opinion. We'd have to study the clip quite closely and identify individuals to be able to tell you which one.
I mean, I find it so interesting how it's also very sneaky. It's generally the one he's now on the right. He's generally been on the left. It's the one that, in my opinion, one that because he's the one that goes on sort of his, on his front legs and then starts to bite everyone. And when stopped, then he's the one that still tries to fight sort of everyone.
Yeah, and even
You see
so,
that
then that
one?
one at the back, yeah, went on the other one again. And then that one at the back then started to go for the other one. And I think, Ali, that you are 100% right in that this is a bachelor group and they're maintaining their dominance within that bachelor group because everyone is fighting everybody there, pretty much, or at least trying to.
Yeah. And if Must have dug up that seed, because generally we have a lot of marulas at the beginning of the year, or the fruit, or the tree starts dropping the fruit. Generally, the people, let's say the marulas, then of course little squirrels, as they are, the hides it's pretty much everywhere. You know, when they can't find that much. Now that in theory the winter is coming, then they'll have extra resources all around. So just from looking at it, you can tell not a reason. That's a fruit that had a lot of dust around it and dirt.
Exactly. Yeah, there was a lot of sand yeah, the nail on the head.
Don't know if I would like, marutas on the dusty, dirty side, but to each their own.
I apparently they are very nutritious though, and I would like to taste one. Apparently they taste like almonds. Did you taste it?
They taste like almonds. They're nice. They're not just so that the sun hit me.
Okay.
Sorry. So that you guys
Well,
can see my face.
we can keep on going though. So all good. Goodness, just the word boogie and looking at this makes me want to groove.
Amazing.
So from what I understand, there are a few stock moves that they use to start the whole dance off. And if you're wondering what we're talking about, it's the mating ritual that involves the group beginning to dance together. Well, we call it a dance, but it's obviously moves that are particularly attractive to females. And I think head flagging, I think it's called, is one of the first
Yeah,
ones to
there's.
happen.
And I mean, it is fascinating that it happens in the dark, isn't it? Generally with the
Yeah.
lesser flamingos. So we're looking at the ones in Kimberley, which is the only nesting place for the flamingos in South Africa. They're very fussy about where they actually nest. Certain conditions have to be met. And then this particular dam where we're looking at them is there was an article that was created in the middle, and it's proven to be a very cool spot for us to view the flamingos. But it's also been um, what's the word that I'm looking for? Accepted by the flamingos as a nesting site. What we're looking of what's going to be maybe 6 weeks, maybe 2 months, because then we're going to see all of the parents and lots of little flamingo chicks. It's really interesting. Hopefully, lots of flamingo chicks.
I mean, that's so lovely to look forward to. I mean, that was amazing. But also, before we continue, we do apologize for any breakup that you're experiencing just before. But we are still live and we are chatting. And if you missed it, we are moving on to the next clip, which we can start again, just in case you didn't catch the beginning of it or the end of it. And Ali was telling us about mating for, or the nesting sites for flamingos in the Kimberley, which is where Campus Dam is. That we got this clip.
And go for the clip.
Go for it. Do it. Do it.
So I would say, like many of other bird species, the flamingos actually, well, they have a very complex. I'm going to say complicated because it might look for us, but there's a lot that just Shala was saying earlier. There's cleaning, there's flapping of the wings, there's moving onto the side. So it's interesting to see how, you know, coordinated it all is. Because this, what we're seeing now, is the key point in the mating for the flamingos. So the males and the females are both partner, really. And then once they find one that they like, then that's going to be their pair for the rest of the season. They are for a season, and then next year they might, just find the same partner, or they might move on. They might move on to somebody else, a more suitable partner with better dance moves.
I love how in sync they are as they're moving across like this.
I mean,
So
I am
tight.
mesmerized. I'm not even looking at the necks. I'm looking at all the legs moving.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a treat to be able to see this. So obviously, Campus Dam in Kimberley, we know that we see flamingos here, but this is such an important part of the flamingo life cycle, being able to mate. And on top of that, they have such an interesting courtship kind of strategy of dancing, of coming together like this. And like you said, Ali, this is the only place that they're breeding in South Africa. So we have this front row seat to this behavior, and then the chicks as well when they all start to come out. I think that's epic.
And they are cute. They are cute as, all the little things.
Rolling trouble, you say, oh wow, wow indeed. Now I think that you guys also missed the squirrel clip that we were looking at. So let's go back and have a look at that one. Well, there's some amazing sounds. So we'll keep quiet for just the beginning of it so you can hear, and then we'll start discussing it.
It also looks like a youngish squirrel, doesn't it?
It does look good. The dexterity that they possess, I think, is amazing. They're able to handle and manipulate food so well, and then also climb up a whole lot of things. So obviously, it's part of their anatomy, or the claws and the way that they're able to pull their bodies up. But it's almost mesmerizing to watch because they're so good at handling things and getting up and down things. looking straight at us. Sorry, I was looking at Squirrel.
I inside.
You look like your dad's selfie. Anyway,
Yeah.
Ali, you were chatting about the condition of the nut, which I thought was really, it's being covered in. I thought was an excellent point, and I'm not sure if everybody else would have heard it. If you could tell us about it again. That it was covered in sand, and it's likely that it was.
Oh yeah,
it was
sorry. Sorry, what we agreed upon was that it was a marula fruit, and it's very easy to identify a marula fruit because it's got those two very big sort of holes, and it's got like a round shape in general. But what we were saying that is interesting is that this is not marula season, and marula peaks in January, and then by March we don't really see any more fruits around. But the squirrels, very much like the cartoons tell you, and this part true, they do hide the food, or they do put it away, especially the marulas, for a rainy day, and then they come and pick it up during the winter time, or as the temperatures drop and maybe there isn't as much nutritious food available to them. So this or not that we saw, if you were to take the nut of the fruit when the fruit is still fresh, it's much shinier. But this one that the squirrel was eating, it was actually covered in sand or in soil. And then even when it was crunching, you could hear there's the sand crunching. If you ever reason have chewed sand before, then you can identify and understand that sound. So it's basically what the way. So it had hidden it somewhere, and then it was the one that this particular squirrel hit, or he got lucky and found another one. But then it's just found a nice dessert in a different season.
A nice nut. Always enjoy a good nut, whether it's one I purchased myself or one I steal from somebody else. Christy, you say he sounds like a typewriter, the old-fashioned one. I guess he does. Yeah. If only we had a push back, a slide back, zoom, and then he started again. It would sound just like a typewriter. Zygote, you say right on top of the mic, cheeky squirrel. It was right on top of the mic, and we were saying that at the end his tail was kind of flicking, so we were hoping that it would alarm call, because if we got that right, look at it, even as it's moving you can hear. But if we got that alarm call at the mic, that would have been quite crazy, maybe even a little bit like, because it's so high pitched. Rolling Trouble, you want to know if I can make that sound? I mean, give me a crunchy marula nut and I might just be able to. But I can make a squirrel alarm call, I think. But then Ali has to do it too.
No, I'm not. You go first. You sound more like a guinea fowl, to be fair.
That's true. No, but my guinea fowl is great. My guinea fowl. Let me just do it for you.
Okay. I like that you have to concentrate for this. Well done. I'm impressed.
I mean, you're lucky I didn't do this, because I normally have to become guinea fowl to be guinea fowl. But I was able to produce it without.
Thank you. We appreciate your efforts. That was very good.
Well, let's hear yours, Ali.
Not being, it was for real. Imitate that sound.
I feel like I just got duped. I'm sorry.
I was honest, probably.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll take it. And then we have Mary Mo that says that the munching sound makes you smile, and the look is just adorable. They are very, very adorable. And they often, people keep them as, well, not keep them as pets, but sometimes they fall out of nests and things like that, and then they can climb on you, and it's very cute. Kaoru, you say, oh my god, that squirrel is so cute. It is. We've just got more cutes coming in. Suki V, you say, oh my gosh, that is so cute. And then she says, me when I get to South Africa with vet cook and mince. Okay, Suki V. Suki V, you gotta make sure when you eat your fit cook and mince, it's on a speaker. So you get that same kind of sound, and then you're going to send it, and it's going to be our clip for Wild Moments. Anyway, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you all. It was a very fun-filled, very laughy, very smiley Wild Moments, and it always is that way when I have Ali with me. But I hope that we put a smile on your faces. Thank you for your questions and your comments. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.
Bye.